Hi, this is Scott Dudley from Funnel Fella Radio, and today we're going to be talking a bit about testing price and a little trick that I learned from Dan Soroka and Pete Kuman's book, A/B Testing, which is the book that I was actually speaking about in the previous podcast. I've learned quite a few interesting things from this book. These guys are the co-founders of the testing platform Optimizely. And in this podcast, we're going to be talking about price testing to maximize revenue and a little trick that they call the last minute discount. So split testing price is super important, as otherwise you're just guessing as to what is the ideal price. And obviously a lower price would usually lead to more sales, and a higher price would usually result in more profit per unit. But the trick is in finding the sweet spot that provides the most revenue. And you'll actually find that sometimes increasing the price won't reduce demand whatsoever. And depending on what market you're in, some people will actually be more attracted to the higher price, as customers are not always looking for discounts and saving money. So some target markets, they're more attracted to premium pricing, where they're looking for quality. So it's a bit of a fallacy thinking that just because you reduce your prices that more people are going to end up purchasing. It all depends on what sort of market that you're in. And sometimes it makes more sense to charge a higher price and get less conversions, as I've just gone through, because those sales will end up producing more overall revenue. However, you're never going to know unless you've actually tested it. So that's why, as I've said many times, that it's best to, instead of relying on guesswork, to actually test these things and base your decisions on the data. Okay, so the basic premise here of this last minute discount is to set up different pages with different pricing, but then you offer the same lower price on the actual order form and make it look like they get a special today only price. So you're going to have two sales pages, all right, which the traffic is going to be split to those sales pages, and then you're going to offer different pricing on both sales pages, and then the sales page will lead to an order form, and it's going to show a last minute discount where the price that they're going to be getting today is actually reduced from what they thought that they were originally getting. So it may end up that you're going to offer them exactly the same price on both order forms, or it could just be that you're going to offer them a lower price on both the order forms than what they're expecting to get on the initial sales page. It would probably make more sense if you just offered them the same price on both order forms, but you may have different pricing on both of the sales pages. And basically what happens is once they purchase on the order form, then that is pretty much counted as a conversion. So obviously this sort of method is not 100% perfect, as far as they didn't actually purchase with that price, but it's close enough to get an idea of, that they would have purchased with that particular price. So the good thing about this is that it avoids the possibility of some customers getting angry if they happen to discover your other page with a lower price somehow, which can actually happen. So you improve the relationship with your customers by avoiding the embarrassing situation of them finding that other people are getting the same thing for a lower price. But not only that, but you're also avoiding the back-end issue of having to adjust your prices, which depending on which platform you're using, but it can, if you change a price for a product, it can alter the sales history for that product as well. So if you change it, for example, from $20 down to $9, then all of your sales history will also change to $9. So there can be some back-end headaches if you're constantly changing pricing and not keeping it the same. So as you probably know, I use Clickfunnels. So this might vary in other platforms, but the way that you would set this up in Clickfunnels is that you would set up 2 separate sales pages on separate funnel steps with different pricing, which then would lead to a specific order form. So both sales pages versions would link to their own order form instead of the same order form. And then if they purchase, you could assume it was a conversion for the price shown on the initial sales page. So that's sort of how it would work. And to actually drive the traffic, you would need to use a landing page rotator to split the traffic. So rather than sending all of your traffic to the one URL, instead you would use a landing page rotator, which would split the traffic based on the percentage split that you've set up in the landing page rotator. So if you've set up 50-50 split, then it would send 50% of the traffic to sales page A, 50% of the traffic to sales page B. Those that land on sales page A and then click the button would then end up on sales page A as well. Sorry, they would then land on order page A where they would then purchase. Those that land on sales page B would then end up on order page B, and then a percentage of those would purchase as well. And you would be able to work out from the sales in those particular order forms exactly which price is working out better. Probably one thing that I should have mentioned initially was that instead of using the split test feature in Clickfunnels, you would set these up on separate funnel steps, okay? Because there's no inbuilt facility in Clickfunnels to actually split test the price, okay? You can split test, you know, pretty much everything else, whether it's headlines or images or buttons, but there's no inbuilt way or native, there's no way in the native functionality of Clickfunnels to actually split test the price. So this is where you would need to set it up on separate funnel steps and use the landing page rotator like I've just explained. Now, as far as tools go for the landing page rotator, the tool that I use personally is called linksplit.io, and this is an awesome tool. It's free for the basic version, which does enough for what you're wanting to do with what I've just explained. It does a great job of splitting the traffic to both URLs. I'm pretty sure there is a premium version of linksplit.io. That is probably for those that are driving a lot of traffic. So if you've got a large business that's driving a ton of traffic, then you probably need to upgrade to the premium version of linksplit.io, but it would be well worth the money. This is an excellent tool, and I've never actually used the premium tool. I've only used the free version so far. I haven't done a ton of testing with this tool, but from the testing that I have done, it works extremely well. I'd highly recommend it. So that's just a little trick that I wanted to mention to effectively test the prices of products without actually changing the price of the product in your back end and without actually charging the customer a different price, just by working out where they've come from and what the initial price was on the sales page. You can basically assume that they would have ended up converting at that price. They've clicked the button to go to the order form. Then they've got a nice little surprise that it's actually cheaper than they thought it was. So they're happy. You're happy. You get the data that shows, you know, which prices are converting better. So it's a bit of a win-win for everybody. It's probably also worth mentioning too that you can also experiment with this with the leading digit for the pricing. So what I'm saying there is you could test like $97 against $99, for example, and then, you know, maybe give it to them for 95 or 97. Just the main point here is that whatever price you end up asking them to purchase on the order page, it needs to be lower, or at least equal or lower to the price that you've suggested on the sales page. Obviously, there's no point telling them that it's going to cost $95 if it then costs $99, because that's unethical, and it's going to obviously make the customer upset if it's more than what you've said it was going to be. So anyway, that's just a quick tip. Hopefully that helps. That's about all I've got for today, and I'll catch up with you in the next episode of Funnel Fella Radio. Bye for now.